My name is Elysabeth Alfano, your host of The Dinner Party. When celebs can't make the filming of my live roundtable TV talk show, I take the dinner party to them. Hydrating in style over Voss water and with the help of my friends at Stobe Cookware. Here's a recent episode of The Dinner Party at the Sunset Marquis with actresses Wynn Everett of ABC's Agent Carter and Alex Meneses of NBC's Telenovela. So please eat. This is what we do here on the show, is we actually eat.
Yes, you don't have to ask us twice.
Okay. So
we'll do it.
You're both from foodie backgrounds. Wynn, you're from the South, and Alex, you have a Hispanic background, and then of course you're from Chicago. So
Well, I just like to eat.
Yes, well,
I just like to eat a lot.
you're singing my song. So I think of you guys as so successful because you've been able to be surviving actresses, supporting yourselves and your families acting alone, and you've been on so many TV shows consecutively, so The Goldbergs and Friends and Everybody Loves Raymond and now Telenovela, and you just started a new pilot and you're on Agent Carter and you were in Charlie Wilson's War. I'm wondering, do you see yourselves as successful?
Well, I mean, I feel successful not necessarily through my work, but the fact that my daughter is, pretty healthy. She's very healthy. She's happy and she's, the love of my life and she's everything, right?
Right.
And so the fact that she's good makes me good.
Mm-hmm.
Right, okay.
The acting is wonderful and I'm so blessed, so lucky. But it's also because I'm a hard worker. Even if I wasn't doing acting, I was always getting another job. When I went to home in Chicago, if I wasn't acting or modeling back in the prehistoric days, I would work at a restaurant or something. I was always working, always working, always working. So it's the work ethic, that's really strong with me.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I think it's funny because when I first moved to New York, right out of college, I worked for Good Morning America for 5 years. And so I would be up every morning at 3 a.m. I know, it was crazy. And riding the subway and, getting to work, I had to be there at 4. But anyway, it was interesting because it was the time during Charlie Gibson. And he told me one day, he's like, well, I'll never forget he said this. He said, you're only as happy as your most unhappy child. And I was like, what?
So accurate.
No, it made no sense to me. And then I have 2 babies, and nothing in the world makes me happier than their happiness.
Yeah.
And so I feel exactly what you said. Yeah. My success, I feel successful when I know that, my family is taken care of and provided for and happy. And then as far as work goes, I feel very lucky too to be able to do what I love. Success in my 20s looked very different than success now.
Absolutely, yeah.
It was very different. And so I was just so thankful to pay my bills. And then once you start a family and all of a sudden, it's success it's a completely different ballgame.
All this work is sort of the icing on the cake.
Right.
I mean, it honestly is. I just feel so blessed
Yeah.
that,
That you're getting the jobs, or blessed that you can do both, that you've found a way to juggle and actually fit in both?
Well, that's it,
Yeah.
to do both.
Yeah.
But also to get a job that I love, a character that I love. We have great characters.
Yes. Totally.
I love your character, and I love mine. I mean, it's very rare for a woman at my age to get this powerful, sexy, crazy lady character.
Yes.
I mean,
Who's got fantastic hair. The wig that you have to wear in that show is just like,
why are you in a wig?
it's just
hair, but
part of
stylized.
Isabella's insecurity. She has to have the biggest hair. She has to have the shortest skirts. I mean, it's crazy.
I love it.
It's a perfect
so
role
crazy.
for you.
I love it.
Because,
It is.
because you have such a big personality yourself, and she herself is a big personality.
She is. She's a lot to handle.
But you were saying that you like working with Eva.
I love working with Eva. I don't just like it, I love it.
Yeah,
She is a wonderful human being, period. But she's also a great boss. She's so brilliant, she's so beautiful, she's so generous. She's generous as an actress, as a business person, as a woman in Hollywood. Like I said, she likes everyone around her to look great. I mean, I age myself. I put some wrinkles on or some lines over here because I had to be a little bit older. But she made it very clear to hair and makeup. She's like, Alex needs to look great. I don't want her looking like a freak.
We just got off of the Academy Awards where everyone's saying, hashtag so white, so white. And it seems to me like the conversation maybe 7 years ago was, where are all the women? Why are only 4% of the major feature films directed by women? Are we seeing that change? Are we seeing more Eva Longorias show up? I mean, you have your own production company.
I would say, I mean, it's interesting because I read, I was reading a while back some of the pilots that are coming out that are being done this year, and I could not believe the amount that are all featured. Number one is a female. It's seen through the eyes of the female, and the characters. It's amazing. Like, I felt that so much was female driven, and it was really phenomenal stories. That I think so maybe there is a tilt and there is a leaning. For Agent Carter, I mean, we had 2 female showrunners that were unbelievable.
That's great.
It was, I mean, I never worked on a show with female showrunners, and it was amazing. And, you know, they're, like you said earlier, they're very strong, and they're very serious, but they're also very warm. So there was a nurturing way about the set that was, you know, it's a little different than other. But I found it so fascinating and really a wonderful way to work.
Well, and you're on a show that has strong women characters as well, because it's basically the 2 villains who are female, and then Peggy, Agent Carter, and so she's the save your day kind of.
Totally.
I feel things are changing a little bit. For instance, we are all Latin on the show, but it's not like a Latin show. It's not like a Mexican show or a Puerto Rican show or something where we're doing sombrero jokes and stuff like that.
Right.
It's just it's a funny show. We just all happen to be Latin, which I think is a step in the right direction because it's assimilation, you know?
Totally.
I mean, we're not just the Mexican, we're not just the Nicaraguan, we're Americans.
Right, and that's blending
We're
through.
Americans,
Yes.
you know? I have this analogy where so many people want us to be so mixed together like a milkshake instead of being like a tossed salad. Everyone can have their flavors, but we all can live together and live in the same salad bowl. You know,
I love it.
And be happy together. Yeah, perfect. And you can come back on my show anytime.
Okay, just keep serving
All
the
analogies
food.
with food. Those are my favorite.
Just give me the food and I'll be here.
Well, how do you guys ride the roller coaster of, you know, you're on a sitcom and then the sitcom's canceled.
Right.
And then you think you have a part, and I don't know how negotiations go, but you think you're in there,
Right.
and then no, you're not. And it's just that feast or famine. And I mean, you guys, again, have been lucky to be on so many, but it's not that way for everybody.
Right.
Well, I don't know. It hasn't been that way for me either. I mean, as Betty Davis said, Hollywood ain't for wimps.
Yeah.
There's a lot, and then there's nothing. Then there's a little bit, and then you don't know, and then it's canceled, and then it's, you know, great movie, it's going to be a hit, and then it disappears. And so, you know, it's, you gotta be strong. You gotta have your life.
Totally. It's so funny. I had this friend recently ask me if I would meet a young girl that was coming out here to start, and she was 18, and I was like, no, you do not want me to meet her because I will tell her
The truth.
Yes, and it is a very tough place, and I really feel so lucky that I didn't start really working till I was much later in life, because I know I have my feet grounded. I know the people in my life I trust, and I just find that if I had any success really early on, I think it would have completely shifted my perspective to an unrealistic, you know, I think the years and years of work and the years of struggle and study are crucial, especially in this business. And so I didn't even move to New York till I was almost 24. So in the business, I was old. I mean, I had people that I met with in the beginning that were like, "You're so old as it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with you."
Wow, at 24.
At 24, of course. And so, but I'm so glad that it happened that way. And you know, I worked for so many years in New York, and then I met this incredible agent who then started helping me get into the rooms where I was able to book more work. But I think that those years are critical. If you, and you know, some people, I have to say, they could move out here at 18 and they could do it.
Oh,
I don't think I could.
I could not have done it. I was way too immature.
Right.
Way too Catholic. Way too
Catholic.
Sheltered.
Way too sheltered.
Yes.
My dad's from Mexico. I mean, I was very sheltered,
Yes.
which was, I think, okay in the
Yeah.
in the long run. I didn't need to be so sharp, and I mean, they're like 11-year-old kids that are so sophisticated, and I'm just like, God, what are you gonna have at 20?
Yeah.
You
Where
know,
do you go?
I mean, where do you go from here?
But I was thinking, particularly in acting, that you need to have some sort of strong core before you can play other roles successfully.
Right. I read an article, I think it was with Kirsten Dunst, she took a very big chunk of time off, and she said, I just really need to live some life. I need to travel, I need to work, I need to do some other things. And then I can really take what I have learned and invest this into the next characters that I play. And then I think, you know, I mean, I haven't been able to see Fargo, but she's incredible.
Yeah.
And so I really do admire actors that are, you know, especially in this business, a lot of actors fear taking time off, because if the ball's rolling, you want to keep it rolling. But there's this incredible quote that says, things of quality have no fear of time. And
I
if
love that.
you really are like, what I have, I think will be okay 5 years from now, even though my looks may change. What's in here I can bring to an audience, and hopefully they will meet me and they will be open to that, instead of as a woman fearing aging and starting to do all the things that and changing your. I mean, I understand you completely understand where people have the pressures to maintain the physicality of what they have in their youth. I mean, I love that your character is struggling with that. I love that.
Yeah, it's great. But I'm going to have to share a story with you about what you just said. When I got married 11 years ago, I retired. I semi-retired. I was like, I can't quite retire, honey. But,
just a toe.
Just a little toe. Yeah, but once Stella came into my life, my daughter, I retired. And I just got divorced, and Stella went back to school. I'm like, what am I going to do? So I started auditioning again. So Telenovela was the second thing I had, like real pilot that I had gone out for in many years. Wow. So, even an old broad can get a great job.
I mean, that's amazing. That's such an encouragement to people out there that have taken time away from a career to, be present with a family. It's amazing.
I was going to say the same thing.
It can happen.
What did you bring to the table 11 years later? How was that process for you doing it 11 years later?
I think, gosh, I don't know, because I was right in the middle of a divorce. Yeah, so I think this character was perfect.
Don't you love it when it works out that way?
Yeah. You're like, I know her.
I know her.
I live her vehemently.
So it was timing. It's a lot of timing, and Hollywood is a lot of timing also. So you have to be prepared. You have to be well studied, and I think because of social media and things, kids just want to be famous.
Yes.
They really don't know what they want to be famous for.
Right.
And so that's like a bit of a problem. Do you want to be an actor? Do you want to be a musician? Do you want to, you want to play the piano? Do you want to tap dance? What do you want to do? You got to know what you want.
And also, I think one thing for me that's super deceiving for people coming into this business, where it does get confusing, like you said, about wanting to be famous, is I think that ultimately, if an actor desires that early on in their 20s or whatever, it makes sense. But it is one of the greatest curses I've ever seen from my friends that are very successful celebrities. And I think if you desire to be an actor that can weave in and out of roles and keep yourself afloat financially, you may not be rich, but you're living a creative life, you're acting in roles that give you joy, you're able to have a family, that is a bigger picture of huge success. I would give anything to have that be my life than have any sort of fame or any sort of recognition on a magazine. I mean, I can't imagine any, I love to walk down the street in my pajama pants with my daughter sometimes on a Saturday morning.
Pictures taken of you going, she's a wreck.
Totally.
She's getting divorced.
It's awful.
You're like,
yeah, and so now we live in a society where everybody has a phone and the access to post and all these things. So
and no privacy.
No privacy. So to maintain that and just to be a working actor is the greatest gift any artist could ever have.
I agree.
To never be famous, but to be able to work.
Well, wait a minute. A little bit of fame.
We'll take just a bit.
A little bit because
you get a meal.
You get a meal. You get paid a little more. So
that helps. Yeah, no, it helps, of course.
For me, with the team of people that I trust more than anything, my agent's been with me from the very beginning, my managers I trust, and they really respect me for who I am, and finding that team of people, because I say to them now, look, I want to be a mom first, and then I want to be an actor, but I do want to work because I love it, and I love the creative collaboration, but I don't want to be brought in for any leads. I want to, you can't. If you're the lead of a show, you're going to be there 15 hours a day, 5 days a week. And again, some people make that work beautifully. I don't think I can.
I think that's sort of a big element, is having people around you that you can trust.
Yeah.
So when you get these voices that say, oh, so-and-so needs Botox, or so-and-so needs to lose 10 pounds, or you can stay grounded because there are some voices you listen to, hopefully your own, but in addition, maybe your family, and lots of voices that you don't listen to.
Oh,
yeah.
so
Otherwise,
true.
you'd be pulled in every direction possible.
Yes, especially when I had Stella. People were like, you need a night nurse, you need a nanny, you need to be out there, you need to be auditioning really quick. And I'm like, ooh, I can't.
Right, yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, my husband and I talk about it a lot. We always talk about what's essential, what's like the essential things in our lives right now. And if it's not in that kind of it kind of has to fall by the way, because I feel like for all people, once you kind of narrow your life down to what's essential, things make sense and you find real comfort in, you know, instead of feeling that frazzle. Because especially as artists or as moms, any mom, anywhere, you feel very frazzled and frenetic, and it's so amazing to just say, oh, that's not, you know, this is crazy, but last year I took a 6 months clothes fast. And because clothes fast.
Like,
I did not wear any clothes for 6 months.
I wasn't sure where we were going with this.
For 6 months.
Where were the cameras?
That must have been a very chilly
What
6
is that?
months.
You're crazy.
What are we joking?
But what happened was, the year before, I did a pilot in New Zealand, and this was something that someone was telling me there, and they, you know, were just like, all these people we met in New Zealand were like,
Let's be naked.
exactly. No, it was not naked. It was basically not purchasing any clothes for 6 months.
Oh, okay.
You can purchase like socks, underwear, or bra.
Wynn, sure.
I know. And so I was like, gosh, this is so interesting, because when I look in my closet, it's not very big, but I have everything that I need. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to do this challenge. It's going to be really hard for me because I really do enjoy shopping. And 6 months flew by. It was amazing to start really paring your life down to just what's essential, and really thinking like, well, for me right now, it's work, and well, it's first my children, my family, my work, and
Other
everything.
stuff.
I don't need to be shopping. Like I really don't need it at all. It was so freeing, and it was incredible. And
That's
it made
great.
life less frenetic. I would pass stores left and right and just say, oh, I can't go in there because I can't buy anything right now because I'm doing this.
You're
6
in your
months.
fast.
I'm almost
Because I'm naked.
No, but I get a lot of joy when I clean out my closet.
So do I. I do it all
what
the
you mean.
time.
Yes, and it really helps me clear my head.
I love to
and
do
that
it.
just even my refrigerator too. Like I get rid of things that are, you know, baking soda that's been there for like 5 years, you know, that kind of stuff.
Freeing.
And it's really freeing. So I can
Yeah.
see where you almost have to train yourself to keep the chaos at bay.
You do.
Well, once you get
so
older,
true.
and once you get older, it's harder with the closet thing. But now, if I don't wear something for 5 years, I let it go.
5 years. I love it.
For 5 years, I let it go. But unless it's like a real classic, like I have
Like something-
vintage Versace that I can't.
Don't give it up.
I don't let that go.
Two quickie questions before I let you guys go after our great dinner.
What?
One is, when you're on set or when you're not on set, favorite snack?
Oh, that's such a good
Anything that's
question.
close
deep.
by. Anything close.
Anything that's not off the floor.
Okay.
Because with my babies, I just usually eat whatever I can find.
Right.
Something
Whatever,
that's
Something
fallen out
that's
of their
dropped out
mouth.
of their
whatever they
mouths,
don't eat.
I
I'm like,
eat
babe,
it.
why did you spit that? Oh, it's
Oh, I'll
perfectly
eat it.
good.
It's perfect.
Is your mother a comedian? Because you have such a natural comedy to you.
No, she's not. My mother is a very serious woman. She's
Really?
Ukrainian. Yeah, they're different people. She's very serious, but she's brilliant. My mom's brilliant. No, my dad is very funny.
He's the funny one.
He's
That's
funny.
great.
I love funny. Gotta have a guy that's funny.
Wonderful. Well, sort of parlaying to that.
He's out there.
Oh, because you're back on the market.
Oh, easy.
Oh,
Note,
everyone.
everyone.
Yes, sultry, sexy.
A catch. In every way. She's the total package.
And she'll make you laugh all day long. And she'll eat with you. Oh my God, a woman who like truly
I
eats.
will eat.
eat.
This
Oh.
is true. I will eat with you.
If you were having a dinner party of your own, who would you have at the table, dead or alive? Anyone that you'd like to
Oh my God.
And my new one is a man that I can set you up with. So I'm working on that for my new dinner
Easy
party.
tiger.
You're new. Oh, you have to.
And I'll let you know.
Oh my goodness.
You can go
Oh my goodness. No, you go
know.
first.
that's
You go
tricky.
first.
So I will take some of the pressure off. Usually, I mean, I always tell people, I'd like to bring together Martin Scorsese and Lady Gaga at the same table. That's kind of the fun of it to me, is to pair people together.
I think they would love each other.
I think they would really love each other, and yet that's not a common pairing. So I would love to do that. I'm always sort of fascinated with Machiavelli. Like, I always want to see like how he runs his dinner party. I think Eleanor Roosevelt would be fantastic.
Yes,
But
she's a wonderful
now
woman.
I'm going to add Hedy Lamarr.
Oh.
Yeah, dang.
Bring on Hetty.
Yeah.
Dang.
See, because this is so interesting, because I think like I'm such a homebody and I'm so quite boring that my dinner party would probably just be like my husband and my best friend and my. Do we want famous people?
No, actually, that's a great answer. Someone else said that. There was a musician, and she had been on tour for 6 months, and she said, the
just
minute
wanna
I
sit.
get a moment to have dinner with someone, it's going to be my friends and family. So
Yeah.
I totally understand this.
It's so funny because when you have kids, it's just, and you're working, and we're both working, and so we had a night where we had 3 gatherings, 3 parties, and we were so happy that it happened on the same night, because then we could have a babysitter, we could get a bunch. It was a birthday party and a event that I had to go to, and Michael was going with me. Anyway, we got in the car and we were dressed up, and this happened like 4 months ago, and I said, I'm so tired. And he said, I am too. And I said, like, I miss you so much. We haven't, and he's like, should we just go to dinner? And I said, let's do it.
That's so sweet.
So we blew off all 3 events, and we went and we sat at a bar on Melrose at Petty Cash, and we drank margaritas, and we ate so much food, and we just had the best night.
That is so adorable.
And we went home and we put our babies to bed and we slept, and we were like, you know what? Sometimes it's just like you said, the connection over food and dinner and dining with someone that you just, it's
so intimate.
Yeah.
And this is why you're still married. Okay, so your husband's going to your dinner party. Good for you. Good brownie points. Getting that in. Nice job.
Hear that, honey?
He's cooking dinner tonight.
Right.
He's cooking for the party. Who else? Okay.
No, it's funny you say Eleanor Roosevelt, because I just watched that on PBS, the Roosevelts.
So good.
Wow.
What an impressive,
Woman.
wonderful
Yes.
woman.
Yes. Again, before her time.
Right.
Sort of like Hedy Lamarr. I mean, she was calling so many shots and changing things in such an impactful way when people weren't really ready for women.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I would
so
have
that's a good one. But my family too, we're all split up now. I grew up in a very family neighborhood. My neighborhood was very neighborhoody, and no one ever left. And then we all got older. Everyone just lives everywhere else. I would love for all of us to be together. And there's a lot of it. I mean, there's a lot of us.
That's wonderful. Well, thanks for coming to my dinner party today.
This was wonderful.
I really appreciate it. I have some
So
great
fun.
gift bags for you from the people who made this dinner party possible.
Oh, wow.
So we love Voss Water and Stove Cookware and the Sunset Marquee for hosting us.
Oh,
so
so
you guys, thanks for
Thank you.
dishing me today.
Thank you, sweetie.
Elizabeth.
Thank you. What's essential? Except for shoes.
Avery, cut you some
Do
slack
not
on shoes.
video my shoes right now.
Shoes.
You don't want
Wait.
to see them.
Oh!
They might be
They're
slippers.
so cute. They're adorbs.
Now here's where social media might come in handy, but I won't do this.
I won't
to
put
you.
the pressure
won't.
on you.
Oh yes.
We're gonna have her set up on what's it called?
Twitter.
Grindr?
No.
I don't. Tinder?
Oh, I won't do that to
Isn't
you.
that just for sex?
Sorry, I
Well,
don't
it's
know
like
anything.
for fast dates. Yeah.
On
No.
iMatch? Is that what it's called?
And the dinner party takes a turn. Conversation.
We're gonna
goes
open a
sour.
website
So
after
what's
this.
What's the next
Alex.
question?